Alright, this nigga moved again! What the fuck is this tap out shirt wearing nigga have? That's $250,000. This nigga over here in all black, that's a freaky frog ass nigga, I'm telling you right now. Can men and women just be friends? Spectrum. Alright. Matter of fact, I got that vid that'll make you upset. I got a vid that'll make me upset? Oh, fuck.
Men and women cannot just be friends. 3, 2, 1.
Cannot just be friends. I
So
agree.
exciting, but I'll go ahead. There's always this underlying.
Bro, isn't she like a sex expert or some shit? I've seen her somewhere.
Because there's this sexual
I've seen her on YouTube
attraction, this
somewhere.
energy that you can't even see it. It's always flowing. And men, as you know, you guys are
I got my
conquerors.
first
You
noise
want
complaint with
conquest.
my
You want
subwoofer.
to-
About
even
time.
if it's a friend,
God damn, God, she's
sometimes
ugly? That's crazy.
That develops into more simply because law of familiarity, you start getting close and comfortable.
Shut up. For like 2 seconds.
And maybe you weren't attracted to her initially, but that opposition of that sexual polarity always kicks in.
What if the man is
That's
like
not a good
not
spot,
attracted to
actually.
women? Just like generally, do you think that's still
You mean if they take a different
like a gay man and
sexual orientation
and a woman being friends?
Why don't you
Well,
say that
I
to
think
start
that
with?
that's different.
Those boots big as
perhaps
hell.
Because
See on Twitter?
they're attracted to men,
as
so
hell.
in
They
that moment
probably
they have taken on the feminine energy.
So they only
I-
want to conquer the men, not the women.
Well, in that, there's always masculine and feminine energy, whether
yeah,
a man or
that's-
woman. If
I
the man
definitely
is
with that.
gay and identifies as being attracted to men, then he's in a feminine energy, mostly. Now, if there's two of them, there's one that's more masculine
Please
and more
remove
feminine,
Jack
but that's
Skeleton
for
from the
another.
camera.
Two of my best friends
That's
are
crazy.
women. We have great times together all the time. Not once have I considered sleeping with them or anything like that.
Ever?
No. But that's the thing is, though.
In
that's
their
why,
darkest hour, in your darkest hour, come on.
No.
Because you like, no.
He's like, get the fuck out of here.
And
He's like, a man? Oh,
This is like I said,
crazy.
A lot
I'm
of-
never
Get off
attracted
on
to
me.
them.
A lot of relationships start like that today, even though I discourage it. They say, I'm not attracted to them, but it'll grow. And I'm always like, it can happen.
It can, but it.
But
She's
the
dressed
odds of
like
it, so
really
I agree with
extra
you
for
on
the
that.
occasion.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I do
Fun to
understand
know.
and I get it, but
Everybody's so chill in street
I,
clothes.
like
She
two of
got
my
that
best
shit
friends are
on.
women, and not once. Everyone keeps saying like, "Oh, you're gonna," do, and I'm like, "It's not." Because
You never know. Life is a long time.
Are your friends attractive?
Yes.
Like they look good.
But attractive is subjective.
But like just like generally speaking,
His
like
voice
your
sounds
girls like
familiar.
look good, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Oh, he
if
must
you
be
was
another
just
videos.
lonely, like it's been a moment, you didn't want to beat it. You know what I mean? Or like, you know.
There's a
have a
special
girl best
exemption.
friend?
I'm
That's all I'ma say.
non-monogamous, so I never have to
What do you
worry
mean by
about
that?
intimacy.
Well, that's why.
Wait, so you getting
Crazy.
played.
This hatred
so
is
you ain't
crazy
worried
y'all
about
got.
man.
He's like getting it, so he doesn't need it. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
if-
But if you was
Yeah.
lonely and you wasn't getting
I
it
don't know,
though,
that fits.
and your friend was throwing it
And
at
I guess
you,
that's a
yourself
Cool.
that's a different situation. That's what I'm saying. I know I'm
you
an
belong
outlier.
over here though.
Come
No.
to the dark side.
If he's
Okay,
not
okay, okay.
attracted, if we're not attracted,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
just
like,
friends.
it's just friends. Yeah.
As a
I think the
straight, very
majority-
monogamous man, I grew
No way.
up mainly being friends with women. I felt more comfortable in those spaces. I felt more comfortable talking to women. I've never been like a bro, rah, 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 that type of thing. So I think men and women absolutely can be. I have friends that I've had since elementary school, middle
not a good
school.
focus.
We talk very often and we talk about all these things, and it has never affected that aspect of the relationship because we're men and women.
nigga has on 4
We're just
rings.
people, and people can be friends. It's not.
I feel like putting on those
So my
accessories but not putting
perspective
on
is
nice
from
fit is
kind of a
crazy.
Christian worldview. I believe that God created man and woman to come together in
I'm
love.
about to get mad.
and
You can tell he
attraction
only
to be
friends with
one.
women.
And so from that standpoint,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I believe
'Cause he
that
seemed a little fruity.
there
That's
is just
crazy.
a natural attraction. I have had some extremely close friends that were
I don't
girls,
strongly agree.
and
I
attraction
disagree.
developed because it wasn't just
To the
physical,
majority.
but
I don't
it
think
was
the average
love.
guy
It was
could.
getting to see how they were around their family, around kids, what they do for work, what they do for school.
I ain't gonna lie, that
developing
green
that
sweater
relationship.
homegirl got
So
on
from
is
my
actually hard as
perspective,
fuck.
that attraction developed
That shit's
because
hard.
I wasn't just looking at her from
Alright,
just,
this is
you
getting
know,
crazy.
she's just a body. Yeah, she's just a piece of meat.
Good thing I don't
We
have my
develop
chat up,
emotional
because that could not
attraction.
go in the fucking
Which
video.
is why I'm over here. Yes, joining this dark
Can you not?
side.
I would ask.
I feel like going
completely
yes
agree
is
with you
kind
on
of
that.
crazy.
From
Can
the
you
same
love-
Christian
Yes.
standpoint, 100%.
I would date someone I do not find physically attractive.
All right, bitch.
3, 2, 1.
Yep, this guy is the mole.
Wait, you wanna say something first?
I do it all the time because there's there's a lot you don't, just from the physicalness, it's like sometimes there's some people that I learned just by not going in based off physical attractionness, I end up being attracted to them just because of their personality. And, you know, looks can be deceiving. I could say the same on the opposite end, where I thought someone was absolutely attractive, but then I got to know
why
them.
she
and
here?
they
She's a sex
were the
expert, bro. I'm
worst
telling
person
you.
I could have
She was in
possibly
like a
been on a
fucking
date with.
David Dobrik
Like,
video or
you can
some
definitely
shit
not be
like
attracted to
that.
somebody initially, and then as you get
Yeah.
I feel like at that point, like once I like someone's personality romantically, I probably
They're
also
automatic.
think they're attractive.
I would say that for some, you
All
know,
right, bro,
it's
this
not
nigga
a
doing too much
reflection on
moving
your
for me, bro.
character.
Get your ass
how
somewhere and stay
weighted
there.
Appearance versus personality might be. It differs from person to person. I think that we have our preferences, and I think that
She
a
has a
certain
circus fit
element
on.
of physical attractiveness.
I'm not hating
is
either. She kinda got that
fitness,
shit on, but it's just
health,
weird
hygiene, and
themed
that
it all
reflects
is.
on usually competence, responsibility, and dedication. But I do see it as important, although not the whole package by any means.
Right. It's the very first impression you get of most people.
Yes.
I need that
'Cause, like,
sweater she got.
You meet someone and you can't hear their voice the first thing most of the time. You just see them. And you're like, oh, that person's attractive. Or like, I don't see myself with that person because I don't
actually is
find them
pissing me off. Yeah,
attractive.
he
And that's
doing the
totally
most.
fine. Not everybody's attracted to everybody.
He really
But
tap
me
dancing.
personally, I
Like
would
Harley
not be
Quinn
with
in
someone
Red
I don't find
Velvet.
attractive.
So
Agreed.
A lot of people
So I
find that as a
gotta give
compliment.
context
All
to,
right,
right?
this nigga moved again.
meeting you in person and you don't look good, then I'm over there with
Nigga,
y'all.
what is that shirt
But
you have on,
if I'm
dude?
meeting you through a dating app and
He
I
look
get
like Lamar off of
catfished,
GTA
but you're
5.
kind of cool. Right? Then, because I met a girl that had nice pictures. But then when I seen her in person, she was a little bit bigger than I prefer, right? And there's nothing wrong with that,
Well,
right? It's-
everyone can have nice pictures today.
Yeah. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a bit bigger, but for preference sake, I wasn't really feeling it. But her personality is what got me. And then I started entertaining it. So,
He's not funny.
right,
He's not being
even though I got catfished, I actually considered, you know, taking her seriously.
And I also date, like, sometimes I really try this because it's led to some great people I've got to meet along the way. I will date outside of my preferences just to see what that's like.
If you're not initially attracted to that person and have a strong sexual
That hardy
attraction,
ass shirt, yeah,
then
that
it's
shit's
not going to
bougie.
work
That shit like a
because
tap-out
we know
shirt.
that relationships get worse, not better. That's like, I don't know, I think it's a recipe for disaster.
I think
Cheating
so
is
too,
the
long term.
worst thing my partner could do to me. 3,
Oh, he can
2,
murder you,
1.
but I mean, I guess.
I feel
That
like
sounds
there's like
tough.
probably worse things like in theory that a partner could do to their partner, but just because that's such an important aspect for me, and like I feel like my partners in the past have like been very aware that was like something that I actively
bro.
would not do. I feel
He
like that
could
would just
beat
make
you?
that adds like
Yeah,
an
that's what
extra
I'm
element of
saying.
evil.
Yeah, my,
It's
I
kinda
mean, my
tough.
mind goes to marriage. I mean, you know, when you marry this woman, when I marry a woman someday, you promise literally everything you have to be with her, literally thick and thin.
Flags. He
to
keeps
be with
talking
her
about
through everything,
religion,
through
bro.
highs
You're
and lows.
exhausting me.
And I mean, if you do something like cheating, it's basically like, screw this love. This wasn't real. These promises that I made between us and God mean nothing. I think for a lot of Christians,
ask
that's
women
like a
age
big
about what their husbands
thing, is
did.
cheating. I mean,
100%. And
Ike.
it's one of the 10 commandments too. It's like, do not commit adultery.
Yeah.
So that is definitely the worst thing.
Phoenix?
Because
Her name is
getting married
Phoenix?
is a promise between you.
Nah, it's
and that
actually
person
tough
and
as
God.
fuck.
I mean, technically, there's worse things like they could kill
Phoenix
you.
is actually tough as fuck.
Then like you're not even in the picture.
You belong over
But,
here.
My dog Phoenix,
so
actually.
I'm kind of like, you
She
know,
was the
but
least of their worries.
I would say that would like destroy me, and I would never even think about something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Ten
100% agree.
Commandments, dude.
I
Tight shit, tight shit.
on a few, like 4 or 5 months ago. I struggled with self-esteem so much growing up, and that was the worst thing that could have happened. That destroyed any chance I had at self-love at that time, and it was
Respectfully, it's really throwing me off. His teeth look like he has 12-year-old's teeth. But no disrespect though. But it is throwing me off.
it was just devastating for me. Like it really was just devastating because it didn't just destroy that
Virgin nigga
relationship.
look like
It
a
destroyed
dream?
my entire image
That's
of
great.
myself.
The
that
top
I had
half of his
built up
face?
based on
I
other
see
people's
that.
validation, and I had to rip it down to the studs and just fully start over. Yeah, so that's why I'm over here. Strongly agree. For me personally, it was the worst thing that could have happened.
Cheating is f***ed up. It's not a good feeling. Is it the worst thing that a partner could do to me? To be honest, I've outgrown that. Bro, I had over $250,000 stolen from me this year, bro. And that put me in a dark ass place. Now,
What the fuck is this tap out shirt wearing nigga have? That's $250,000. I need to know more.
Imagine if my partner stole that money from me, or she was just a homie. I'd be more mad about the money. You feel me, right?
I don't have that money to be stolen.
You know what I mean?
So you're saying you care more about money than a relationship?
But because at the end of the day, me and my ex, we ain't together no more. So I don't
Either
give a
way,
fuck if she was
relationship's gonna end. So I don't think that question's framed properly.
no homie. If she was, right? But if she stole my money, yeah, that'll fix my life. You know what I mean, right? So my whole thing is when we talking about the prom, is cheating the worst thing that the partner could do?
Yeah.
I've been cheated on before. The first time I was cheated on, bro, I was petty. I was in high school, bro. I drove all the way to the crib and told her mom what she was doing with me. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, I was vengeful. But now I just be like, you know, so many people do it. There's worse things that they happen. Like if you kill my mom, I'd be more mad rather than you f***ing a homie.
The sanctity of marriage is supposed to be till
That Jurassic was fucking crazy. Where the fuck did that come from?
death do us part. That doesn't mean if your carnal flesh gave in and you had.
Yeah, she said cardinal flesh. Bitch, we're skipping. Get her the fuck off the mic. Bitch said cardinal flesh. I don't care.
Of course I'd be devastated. I'm human. I bleed just like all y'all too. But I'd be like, damn, like, what's the problem here? What's the issue?
See, but that's
and
yeah,
like,
I'm not
that
hearing
doesn't
that
mean
shit.
I'm going to unconditionally love you just because you went and
Light
had an
blue distraction,
indiscretion.
he's killing me.
I
He-
wouldn't
I
do
bet
that
he
to
think
my
he got that
son. My
shit.
son
Oh.
acts up all the time and does crazy shit. I'm like, where on God's green earth did you learn that? That doesn't mean I stop loving him.
For men, I feel like we take cheating a lot more personally
We
as
do.
opposed to women. It
I
comes
think
with to the ego.
People's boundaries are all different. So if you
I'm so fucking over everybody like throwing insecure and ego at men for everything. Like those shit, I'm starting to believe people don't even understand what the fuck those things are. That nigga went straight to ego. Why does that have to be ego that it's worse for us? Maybe we're just sacrificing more in the majority. Like what are we talking about?
you know
In a
you
cup.
have perhaps been with no or less partners and then you get married.
Maybe.
To learn that that person cheated would be proportionally much more devastating to someone who's had maybe a lot of relationship experience and therefore that's more of an active part in their life. So I think that everyone's boundaries are different. So for some people, I have seen them get over.
I don't care about this question no more.
Physical, like, raise
There's
your-
nothing else y'all gonna say that's gonna change anything.
Monogamy is overrated. 3, 2, 1.
She's going where everybody else is not going. Really?
Of course.
Yo, this nigga in all black. This nigga in all black, monogamy. It's just being with one person. This nigga over here in all black, that's a freaky frog ass nigga, I'm telling you right now. I'm connecting the dots in all his answers. That's a freaky frog ass nigga, I'm telling you. What's your take on what?
Come on, man, get over here, get your butt over here. You know you
Rest of the group.
At least
No, he's not.
We're like,
Think about it.
We're like in a second.
We'll get to whatever
We're
Johnny comes
taught
this way.
from
Type
the
shit.
Disney, all these fairy tales, it's like you're supposed to be with that one and only, you know. So it's very frightening to break something traditional, but after like a few months with it, I just knew I'm like, this is the right choice. I've been in the most happiest of relationships. I just celebrated my 3 years with my primary partner.
Primary's
as well
crazy.
as my 2-year anniversary with my secondary partner.
Secondary's crazy.
But it's like, you know, I do think that monogamy is kind of overrated. I don't think that there's anything like, you know, wrong with
Primary
it.
is
If that's what you want to
crazy,
do,
bro.
go for it. But I do think that non-monogamy and poly relationships should be something that like, it's looked at as an option.
I think nowadays I know more
Nigga treating
open
women like gun
relationships
slots.
than I do strictly
nigga.
closed relationships
Yeah.
with the people that I know. I would say I disagree that monogamy is overrated, but I do agree that for some people like yourself, poly relationships work better. So I don't look down upon them. I think whatever works for you works for you.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I can still
Thank you.
say that for like someone like myself,
That
or
nigga's
people
just
that are
happy they ain't
similarly just
firing
very
off on his
focused
ass.
and have like strict kind of like I just can't ever. Oh my God, I could never imagine more than like one
It's a
person.
lot. It
depends
takes
on
a
the
lot.
person,
I ain't got
so
enough
therefore
time
I
in my
don't think
fucking
monogamy
life
is
to even think
overrated.
about doing some
I think
shit
it
like
depends on
that.
the person, and I
Me
think
marrying
for
her
me
in
it's
my life.
definitely
How are you
not
fucking with
an
her?
option.
Bruh, girls that have
Like
like the
red flags,
wingtip,
there's
bro, there's always something
I'm
off about them in the head, I
completely
think.
non-judgmental.
I think that's my theory.
I just want to say, I don't mind.
She might be
monogamy,
racist,
right? I just don't like a controlling a relationship where it's
The wingtip
completely
at,
yo,
like,
you can't fuck nobody
I don't
else,
know,
but At
bruh.
the same time, you want to me once or twice a month. You know what I mean? Right.
Yeah.
Like, and
Exactly.
So you know, me and my ex was together for 5 years. I actually broke up with her in April, but for two and a
That's
half
the
years
most
out that
ass
relationship,
fit, bro, I'm
we was
telling you.
barely. We're like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
Then I moved her in the
So you have a
crib,
short fuse
and
in
then
the
when I moved her
screen
in the
and pull a
house
knife
for
out.
the whole first year
Wingtip's
of
crazy.
her living in the house,
That's where he Kevin
she
Hart.
just didn't want to have sex.
That's
and shit.
right.
Now we had an agreement that we had agreed on where we could do various things
he's really
that we
extra.
just didn't want to know about and stuff like that, right? And because he wasn't me and like that, I was handling the agreement, like I was following the agreement. But because there were certain things that wasn't necessarily 100% out there, that created complications in the relationship to the point that it ended up to us breaking up.
I think
He
it's
talking
definitely
his
like it has a
hands so
place like
crazy.
for certain people. Like obviously we have two people who are like very religious here, and it works well for them. And I just think like if I was in an open relationship, I would go crazy. Like even when I'm in like a normal relationship where it's like I don't expect them to cheat on me, I'm still like it's
Suspect.
yeah. So I just like
Spit
if that
is
was
making
if,
my
like
eyes
I
bleed.
can't imagine a world where I would agree
top
with
10
that. And
worst
also
fits
before
ever
I
on
had
YouTube,
like
probably.
loved someone or like dated anybody, I was like, oh no, I could totally be in an open relationship. And then I actually did, and I was like, oh,
Are you
Never
a very
mind.
sexual person? Just curious though.
like kind of.
Kind of.
Sure.
She's
yeah.
like, yeah.
So if
Yeah.
your partner was very sexual too, and he's like, baby, like I want to be with you, but you always just shut him down because you ain't in the mood.
I don't. That's like never happened.
Oh,
I don't
well,
think.
okay, but I'm just
like I
saying,
just feel like that's like not that's
Top
like,
three?
personally not an issue.
Damn.
But also,
Promoted
I don't know.
him.
I think that would definitely be a conversation if there was like
Nigga,
an imbalance.
freak-
but
freaky
also, I think
frog
there's
ass
different things
nigga.
that make people compatible as partners, and that's definitely one of them.
What he's saying is the cry of many men today is that they're not getting enough sex from their partner. And not just sex, it's not like men are like, oh, I'm heartless.
That connection.
But listen, men need sex to create intimacy. Women need intimacy to have sex. And people get
If she
married
says
and then
one
go
crazy
around. It's
term,
like,
I'm skipping, bro.
Just don't get married then. And stay like this boy, dates and anniversaries
Y'all
every
two are
day
my
of the month.
people. I
3
swear to
years,
God. Y'all
2
two are
years.
my people.
Next month is his 1 year anniversary with partner number 3. Like just, you know what I mean? Just be out there doing your
Bro's
dates.
hairline's
Does
crazy.
that make
Who?
sense?
By the end of the day,
Asher? I wasn't
nobody
looking.
should dictate your relationship because everyone's
Yeah, I
gonna try to
swear,
push what they think
turn
works
the heat
for
to
you.
78?
This is what's best for
God
you.
damn.
Like, I'm over it. I'm
That
like,
heater gonna
why?
break.
So I can be frustrated and pissed off and like I've tried it. To me, it did not work.
I just feel like how much time do you have on your hands to have more than one partner?
Perspective that's a little away from my biblical views, and no disrespect, but I do think polygamy is just laziness.
Not
I think
polygamy.
it's-
This is
or-
polyamory.
no,
Polyamory.
Yeah, first of all, watch your fucking mouth, nigga. Second of all, lazy? I think of it as the opposite, bro. That's too much fucking work. You gotta have a lot of time on your hands for that shit. Lucas racist. Hey, man. You might not be wrong. Actually, nigga, corners is fucked. Are they?
Polygamy is when it's multiple wives, just
Polyamorous.
one person.
I see that as laziness, that you don't want to commit to someone in the hard times. Like you were talking about a little bit about, well, they're not getting
Definitely
fulfilled
got a MAGA
sexually,
hat.
so why not find
It's
someone
turned
else?
backwards. You see it?
Why
You
not
fucking
just do the
see
hard
it?
work to work on your relationship?
agree with
Ooh, I was
Get
ready
that
for this
pleasure.
question.
And
No.
I mean,
I
there's
was ready for
there's
This nigga's
such
having
a
way too much fun.
emotional, there's a psychological
Yeah.
just
23K?
importance in being with
Crazy.
one person.
Yeah.
I mean,
Pair bonding.
So
nigga's
then
rocking
why
and
do we
shit.
have such a high divorce rate?
I agree with you on that.
why do we
but-
have such a high divorce
Why do
rate?
why are people still cheating? Why is open?
Because they're not, because our country, I think, is lazy. We don't want to have these hard conversations of
Okay.
maybe we should go to therapy, maybe we should try to get help because we love one another. It's like, nah. I
Why
can
is he
still get
smiling?
this.
Bro, he was waiting
Yeah.
for this shit.
Talk about it, right?
So me and my ex, we actually did couples therapy because again, we was barely for like 2.5 years. Bro.
I would never do
We went to
couples
therapy. Next thing you know, everything was great for like a month, and then one day she just blew up. She said, "Man, I still don't feel like you this and that." But like she went in, bro. You know what I mean? So at the same time, there was a point in my relationship where it really just came to the point like, baby, I love everything else about you. You know what I mean, right? This area sucks. Are you still attracted to me? She said, yes, I'm still attracted to you, right? Well, here's the thing. If you just don't want to have sex with me, right? Go f somebody do this. I don't give a
Yeah.
Let's have that conversation, right? Because I get everything else I want from you anyway. I was open to the idea. I want to be with my woman, But if you
Couples
don't
therapy
wanna
is a
do
crazy
this,
concept
I'm
to
fine
me.
just-
Look at corner shit.
I'm
Them
on the
shit's
same
disgusting.
page.
I mean, I
Yeah,
understand the
couples
importance
therapy's
of
crazy.
sex, but there's some
To me.
self-sacrifice in every relationship you need to make. If you're
Fucking
happy with
bleach
her
pants. He put
and
that
everything
shit
she had,
on.
but you also have a value on sex, then maybe she's not the right person.
But the thing was,
Whoa, what'd he say?
You also have a value on if you're happy with her and everything she had, but you also have a value on sex, then maybe she's not the right person.
But the thing was, did I want
I
to
don't
go
understand what
look
he's
for
saying,
greener
but,
grass, or did I just want to water my own grass? I just stuck it out for 5 years, bro.
That's another aspect of being like romantically compatible with someone, and sometimes there's like one thing that's not there and that sucks. But it's like if that, especially if that other person, that's something that they prioritize. Like personally, if my partner was like, oh, like I love like everything about you, but like this is not compatible, and they wanted to go sleep with other people, like that would make me feel so bad about myself.
And that's why
Like, I
you
would
do
just,
what works
like,
for you.
That's what you do.
Well,
What
I'm
works
just saying
for
like
you.
that's
You stay your ass over
I
there.
think because I'm not your ex-girlfriend. I don't know how she feels, but if I were in that scenario, I just like that just would make me so sad, even though it's like it's none of your fault that there's that imbalance.
And the comments gonna talk so much shit.
Yeah, they-
right. Bruh,
They're gonna be like, he's a
the day
slut,
I
he's
broke up
awful.
with my girl, bro, she told me like I won't say everything. The day I broke with my girl, she said, man, she's like, I just be counting down the days. Like we had sex in like 12 days. I gotta go have sex with y'all. Otherwise, Ashley gonna get mad. You know what I mean, right? And I'm hearing all this and shit, right? You know what I mean? So she said a bunch, and I felt like I had to break up with her, right?
Yeah, no, that's
did
like-
not want to. I feel like I had to.
Yeah, that
Maybe
would definitely
that's
take a toll on you.
That's I think all this goes back to clear communication.
Those two girls like
because
19. Why are they
if-
here?
If
Hey, man.
I don't think that cheating
I don't know.
means that polyamory would actually be the solution to that. I think that it goes back to your values and
Yes.
what works for you. And I think that I would maybe venture to say that more people might be poly than are exploring that right now. And still at the same time, monogamy I think works for a lot of people. So it's all what works
Yeah.
for you.
I would date someone in this room.
What kind
3,
of setup ass
2,
question is
1.
that? I knew she was going to strongly disagree.
What? I don't know these people.
Surprised he was over here. I'm like, what are you doing?
I know, I was like, he already said he would do
Like
anything.
the energy is cool.
You just
know
have to
what
have a pulse, and we'll go out with you.
Damn, she on his ass.
Like perfect example, right? Like Janelle, she got good energy, right? Now imagine Janelle might be the coolest person. Next thing you know, you start getting to know her, she might be crazy. You be like, then you come over here all of a sudden.
Generally, the few people I've been attracted to, they look like
Jen
Tim
knew
Burton
what
dolls.
she
They're just like weird goth
Tim Burton?
people. Yeah, just like weird goth people. So like, it's
It's
just
what I'm looking at
it's
considered
very
goth.
rare that
Doesn't
I see
feel
these people.
goth to
It's
me.
not a personal thing.
Sir?
My girlfriend would kill me, and
Respect.
I like to think I'm pretty picky, so
But am I not your type though?
Black?
you got me
No.
feeling some type of way now that you say it. I don't know.
So you my good side?
Okay.
No, gosh, she's just racist. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Why she staring at the camera
for
like
me,
that?
beliefs are extremely important.
That nigga spit game. Talk to him.
I'm trying to get all flirty, but you are also very gorgeous.
Ooh, got her blushing.
But no, beliefs are very important within relationships. I think.
Why is he saying important like that? Y'all hearing that? Important. He's teeing the fuck out of important. Important. I thought he just did it that one time. He said that shit like 3 times.
I look into, obviously, I have a desire to be a husband and one day be a father, and I think you have differing in beliefs. It's very hard to raise coherently.
Absolutely.
I think that just is extremely important.
Then they fuck. All right, anyway.